Hello, today we're going to do ratios. I've got little Ben on camera again, and I've got some of Ben's little men to help me as well. So if you plug it into the cradle, Ben. So here we have some little men. I hope we can see them all. I'm not sure how it's showing on the video. So we've got 5 in total. 3 of them are white and 2 of them are green. So in ratio terms, we've got the ratio of white to green is 3 to 2. 3/5 of the men are white and 2/5 of the men are green. And that's what ratios are all about. Okay, we might use them again later, but for the moment I'll move them. Okay, so in a GCSE question you might be given a question that says a recipe for shortbread uses 125 grams of butter to 55 grams of sugar to 180 grams of flour. And the question will say, write the ratio of butter to sugar to flour in its simplest form. Well, looking at all these numbers, they're all divisible by 5 because they end in 5 or 0. So that means they're divisible by 5. So if I do 125 divided by 5, I get 25. If I do 55 divided by 5, I get 11. If I do 180 divided by 5, I get 36. So the ratio of butter to sugar to flour in its simplest form will be 25 to 11 to 36. If the recipe then said, if the question then said, how would I make 2 lots of shortbread? I would just multiply all of these by 2, and that will double up all the quantities. And with ratios, it doesn't matter what you do to the numbers, as long as you do it all the same to each number, it'll work. Your ratio is still valid. Okay, so we've got another one. It says there are 80 marbles in a bag. So 80 marbles. Oops, I can't see that. There we go. 25 are made of china, and the rest are made of glass. Well, we've got 80 in total, and this many are made of china. If we take this amount off, we'll end up with the amount made of glass. So 80 take away 20 would be 60. Take away another 5 would be 55. So that means we've got 55 made of glass. And the question is saying, what is the ratio of china marbles to the ratio of glass marbles? So we've look here, we've got 25 china marbles and we've got 55 glass marbles. So putting in our dots there. And they want us to write it in its simplest form. So again, looking at that, we can see that those numbers are divisible by 5. So 5s into 25 goes 5. 5s into 55 goes 11. So the ratio of china marbles to glass marbles is 5 to 11 in its simplest form. Okay, we've got another one. So we've got sterling silver is made of silver and copper in the ratio of 92.5 to 7.5. Now that one looks a little bit more confusing purely because there's decimals in it, but we can remove them because remember we said you can do whatever you do to you can do what you like to those numbers as long as you do it to both sides. It would still be the ratios will still work. So I'm going to multiply both of these by 10 just to get rid of the decimal. So 92.5 multiplied by 10 will give me 925. 7.5 times by 10, that will give me 75. They're easier to work with now. Again, they're both divisible by 5. So if I do 925 divided by 5, that gives me 185. If I do 75 divided by 5, that gives me 15. Again, they're still divisible by 5, so I can do the same again. 185 divided by 5, that gives me 37. And if I do 15 divided by 5, that gives me 3. So going back to the question, it said sterling silver is made from silver and copper in the ratio of 92.5 to 7.5. What is the ratio in its simplest form? It would be this, because this is cancelled down as far as it goes. So it's 37 parts silver to 3 parts copper. Okay. And we've got another one. It's a recipe one again. So we've got the ratio of chickpeas to broad beans in a hummus recipe is 2 to 9. So again, let's write it down. And I think with ratios, this is the key, to write it down systematically so that you can keep an eye on your numbers, and then you kind of see, you can fill in the spaces, what's missing. You can see what to do a lot easier if you're methodical. So we've got chickpeas to broad beans, and we're making hummus, and the recipe has 2 parts of chickpeas to 9 parts broad beans. And it says that Jack uses 150 grams of chickpeas. So we've got 150 here. So what number am I going to put in here? Well, what have I done to this to get to this? Well, I've actually multiplied it by 75, because 2 75s give me 150. So if I do 9 times 75, that'll be how much broad beans I need, because I've multiplied both of those by 75. I'm just double checking I've done that right. I've got a feeling there's an error. Let me see. Times by 9. No, that's right. Okay, so for this then, so the question said the ratio of chickpeas to broad beans is 2 to 9. Jack uses 150 grams of chickpeas. How many grams of broad beans does he use? So it'll be 675 grams of broad beans. Okay, one more like that. So the ratio of okra to sweet potato in a korma recipe is 15 to 8. Raj uses 160 grams of sweet potato. So this is our sweet potato column, so let's put it there. 160 grams of sweet potato. He has 350 grams of okra. Will he use all the okra? So let's look at these figures here. So what's happened here to get to this? Well, I've actually multiplied it by 20. 2 8s are 16, so 28 will be 160. So I need to do the same this side. I multiply 15 by 20. Well, 2 15s are 30, so 20 15s will be 300. So he will need 300 grams of okra. And the question's saying he's got 350 grams. Has he got enough? So yes, he has got enough, because he's got 300 grams. He needs 300 grams. All right, so we've got another one. This is to do with money. So Anna splits her monthly net pay into rent money and money left in the ratio of 7 to 13. Her rent is £420. I'll put that in pounds there. So how much money does she have left at the end of each month? So again, what have I done to this to get to this? Well, I've actually times it by 60, because 6 7s are 42, so 67s will be 420. So I need to multiply this by 60 as well. So if I do 13 times 60, that'll tell me how much money she has left at the end of each month, and that's £780. Okay. Then we get questions where we share out. We use ratios to share out an amount of money in this case. So we're asked to share out these amounts in the ratios given. So we've got £72, and we're going to share it in the ratio. Oh, they're doing a difficult one to start with. Let me go back actually. That one's too jumping in too quickly. Hang on. So we've got £18 in the ratio of 2 to 1. So we'll use our little men here to help you see that. I hope you can see them. I think you can, yeah. So we've got 2 to 1. So we've got, we'll ignore the fact it's money, we're talking about our Lego men for a minute. So we've got 2 white Lego men, 2 white little men to 1 green little man. So there's 3 parts to our ratio. So 2/3 of our Lego men are white, and 1/3 of our little men are green. So looking at this, so we've got we're sharing £18 in the ratio of 2 to 1. So we've got 3 parts to our ratio, adding those together. So we're going to divide 18 by 3. So 6 3s are 18. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. So this is our 1 part of our ratio is £6. Now we know that 2 parts go to this person. So 2 lots of 6, which will give us 12. And 1 lot of 6 goes to this person. So that's just going to be 6. Adding them together gives us our total of 18. Let's do another one of those. Shall I use the Lego men again? I was trying really hard not to call them that. Okay, so we've got 35 kilos in the ratio of 2 to 3. So again, let's get our little men. So we've got, can you see them all? I think so, or not quite. There we go. Yeah. So 3/5 of our little men are white, and 2/5 of them are green. So our total number of parts to our ratio is 5. So looking at this, we've got 35 in total, and we're going to divide that by the total parts, which is 5. So 1 part of our ratio is going to be 7 kilos. 2 lots of that 7 is going to go to this person. So 2 7s are 14. 3 lots of the 7 are going to go to this person. 3 7s are 21 kilos. So, and together they add up to 35. Okay, then they get a little bit more complicated with 3, I'll show you. We've got £72, and we're going to share it in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 4. But it's the same idea. The total number of parts to our ratio is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, adding those all together. So we then do 72 divided by 9, which gives us 8. So each part of our ratio is £8. This person gets 2 lots of 8, so that's going to be 16. 2 8s are 16. This person gets 3 lots, so 3 8s are 24. And this person gets 4 lots, so 4 8s are 32. Pounds, pounds, pounds. All right, so adding those all together, it'll give you 72. I'll do, what's I going to do another one like that? We'll do one more. So we've got, okay, yeah, so we'll do, we've got 100 grams, and we're going to share it in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 5. So how many parts to our ratio are there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to do 100 divided by 10, which equals 10. So 1 part is 10 grams. This person is getting 2 lots of 10 grams, so that's going to be 20 grams. This person is getting 3 lots, so that's going to be 30 grams. And this person is getting 5 lots, so that's going to be 50 grams. and together they add up to 100 grams, which is what we started with. Okay, then we get problem solving ones with that. So we've got Bob and Phil, they buy a greyhound for £4,500 for greyhound. I hope you can see that. Bob pays £3,000. So this is Bob. And Phil pays £1,500. The greyhound wins £18,000. So he's won a lot. Lovely, lovely little bonus there. So he's won £18,000 here. And they're asking us, write the amounts they each pay as a ratio. So this is how much they pay as a ratio. And now they're asking us to write it in its simplest form. Well, I can first of all divide both sides by 100, both parts of our ratio by 100. So just take off those zeros there. And then I can look at this and say, well, 15 into 15 goes once, and 15 into 30 goes twice. So Bob pays 2 parts and Phil pays 1. And now we're going to divide the prize money, so £18,000, and we're going to share it out between Bob and Phil fairly. So there's 3 parts to our ratio, thinking of our little men. So 2 to 1. So I think that's right. Here we go. Yeah, 2 to 1. So there's 3 in total. So we do 18,000 divided by 3. That's going to give us 6,000. So 1 part of our ratio is £6,000. So Bob, he's going to get 2 lots of that because he paid twice as much. So he's going to get 2 lots of 6,000. So he's going to get £12,000. Whereas Phil only paid 1 part, so he's going to get £6,000. And together they both add up to the prize money, which was, hope you can see it there, 18,000, and they do. 12,000 plus 6,000 is 18,000. There's one more of those ones to do. So we've got Andrea and Penny. They buy a statue for £350. Andrea pays £140 and Penny pays £210. They sell the statue 3 years later for £475. How should they share the money? Well, let's first of all simplify this down. So I'm going to divide both of them by 10 just to make it easier. So 14 and £21, or 14 to 21. And then they're both divisible by 7. 7s into 14 goes 2. 7s into 21 goes 3. Well done. So that's cancelled down to its component, to the smallest numbers, simplest form. So again, thinking of it in terms of our little men. So we've got how many parts in total. Hope you can see them all lined up there. Not sure if you can. So we've got 3 to 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. So we're going to do 475 divided by 5. And that's going to give us 95. So 1 part of our ratio is 95. So Andrea gets 2 lots of that. 2 times 95 is going to give us 190. So Andrea gets 190. And I can't remember her name. Penny is going to get 95 times 3. So she's going to get 3 lots. So that's going to be £285 because she paid more originally. Okay, I hope that's made sense. There is one other one I might just do. Yeah, I'll just do one other quickly. So we've got 2 numbers in the ratio of 1 to 3. Their difference is 12. So the difference between our 2 numbers is 12. So the ones we've got are, the difference here is 2. So we need to multiply this number by something to give us 12. Well, you could do it with algebra. You could say 2x, 2 times something, equals 12. So that means that x equals, if 2x equals 12, 1x will equal 6. So one part of our ratio will be 6. 3 parts of our ratio will be 18. And the difference between them is 12, which is what we wanted. Okay, I think that's everything. Thanks very much. And I'm sure our little men say thank